Well, I had been asked if I could make a journal that sort of had the combination of the kind of grungy look slash steampunk look. So this is my rendition of the hybrid. I made this a couple of weeks ago, but I got really sick with the flu, as some of you know. So I had to hold off a little bit until I felt a little bit better. But I am now, so I thought I'd show you, do a kind of a flip through and show you what comes in the kit and what does not. But almost everything does, actually. So, let's start off obviously with the front. That's what has most of the detail. And this front is a hardcover. Let me show you what they look like. And I have two different kinds. I didn't have enough of one kind, so I will show you the one that I have here in the front right now is this. And really the only thing that I did to alter it was I did take some sandpaper to it. And you can see probably where I put that, where I sanded it. And that was pretty much the only thing as far as the texture and the color of it. And then this is the back. And then the other one that I have available is this black one with gold. So basically, first come, first serve. When you place your order, just put a notation if you want the black cover or if you want the brown cover. That will help me distinguish between the two. Alright? Right. So in the front, I didn't really know what I had for a steampunky look. But I thought, I have lots of tin cans. So this is what this is. I just took the lid and I only have two colors of alcohol inks. So those are the ones I used. I can't remember what they are. I don't know what the colors are. They're just the little set they have that are the dark ones. And put that on there. This is included in the kit. This right here is included. And then I'm going to include 2 or 3 of the Tim Holtz paper dolls. That's what these are. And then this right here on the bottom, to try and play around with maybe some things that you just don't have or are familiar with. And that way, if you like working with them, then you can go on your own and purchase, you know, different types of things that maybe you haven't in the past. This here is copper tape that is used by stained glass artists. That's what goes around the glass before they solder it. So all I did was I cut these into like little squares. I tore them and glued them on here. And then just with whatever I could find, I just kind of grunged it up as far as putting marks in it. You can use anything you have. Then I came back with a combination of gray and dark brown paint and just stuck it in there and wiped it out. And that's how that was done. So you'll get a piece of that. I ended up using the whole thing there. I had just a few little pieces left over. Alright. Then in the background here is a piece of, let me find it, is a piece of, let me put some behind it so you can actually see it. It's just window screen. But not everybody has a piece hanging around. This is the nylon kind. So I've included a piece in there in the kit also. You might or might not use it, but what I did here is I had some copper metallic paint, and I just, with my finger, I just rubbed over it and then attached it with some brads. So that's how that is. the binding that I did, obviously it's cloth. And on the back, what I did is I used this on the back side. Instead of putting it on the outside, I decided to use it in the inside. And then I glued down some of the other paperwork that is included. And then this here, I also have that included in the kit. Alright, so let's just open this up first. Now all the papers in here are included. The papers that I have in my journal, I have gone ahead and I have dyed them with some of the leftover from my eco dyeing. Some of you know that I do my eco dyeing paper, and so there is residue left over after I do the boiling, and so I save it and then I dye my regular scrapbook paper in that. So you'll receive all of this, but it is not stained or dyed. It just comes normal. Alright, these papers here are included. The ephemera that you see is all included. So I'll just do a quick flip through this and then I will show you the kit itself. The dye that I have left over from my eco printing, they're all different colors. They never come out the same because it depends what kind of a plant I'm boiling. And this particular batch, for whatever reason, I think because I put too much metal in there, it came out pretty dark. It came out like a almost grayish blackish. So I thought, let me try and put my papers through that and see what happens. And it came out pretty grungy. I like it. Because see, this was white, and look, it looks kind of, I don't know if it shows to the camera, but it looks sort of like a gray color. This too. This is from Curiosity Shop. It's at a Graphic 45, I believe. It's an old paper, but I have some. So I included that in there. And all these little pieces of ephemera, they're included. Now the papers that I've put in here, I have three signatures, and I still had papers left over. I'll show you what I have left over from the kit. Here's some more from, and then from the other paper included, I put them in the back so you could have some removable journaling spots. Now this is, I put this on a piece of cardboard, and this is duct tape. Not duct tape, but duct tape that they use when they install like your heating and air conditioning. So that ductwork in your home has to be sealed and closed up when they connect them together, and this is what they use. And so anyway, what I did with this is I took a piece of, do I have, yeah, I have one. They won't all have the same, but it just happened this one does have it. I took this piece of jewelry, broken earring, and I put it on a piece of cardboard. Then I took this and laid it over it, and then I just made all of the shapes and designs stand out, and then I just came in with different colors of paint to try and antique it. So that's like half of that piece. So you have enough to at least make 2 of those. And these clips are included too. And here's another piece of that. This is a folder, and here's another piece of the same folder. Oh, and this also, I did this with some cardboard. I cut some cardboard out and put some of the tape on there and created, you know, this little, what would you call that? Not sure what you would call that, but I created that. And I did the same thing there with the front. And then in the back, another little place, here's another one I made. Another little place to put some paper, to put in the back. You have something to take out and make little notes. And that was my interpretation of Steampunk / Grungy look. I hope you guys like it. I hope it inspires you to make something of your own. Okay, so now to the kit itself. This is to show you what you can make with your kit. Now again, you have these 2 different ones to choose from. You get the metals that I showed you, and each kit comes with a little variety of things you might be able to use in your journal. Like I say, I haven't used everything yet, so there's enough paper left over for another journal and enough goodies to play around with in another journal also. I don't think I ever really know when to quit. I just keep adding and adding and adding. By the time I'm done, I go, wait a minute, this does not all fit in one journal. But it feels good. It feels good to have all the goodies. And then I always have to include a little bit of fabric in there. You already saw where this was. And I've included some pieces of lace, doily really, and some pieces of fabric for you to make some tags, or something to, tabs I should say, and maybe if you want to use that part of your binding. And so all that is included in the kit. And then as far as some of the ephemera that you can play around with. Oops. Here's some of the Tim Holtz paper dolls. That's what I have on the cover. So, the little kids in the cover, that's what those were. And then some smaller pieces that you can find different uses for, but I thought kind of went with the theme. there. I also included this. I used that to create some little tabs, and in case you want to use that, I have a similar look. Now to the papers. Alright. So here was that screen that I used in the front. This is some really super cool cardboard that's been stamped. Didn't use it. It's going to end up going on the second journal. And here are the pieces from that, the Curiosity Shop, Graphic 45. I ended up, I think, cutting almost all of it up and using it in the first journal. Some handmade paper. Some of my drop paper from my Echo Printing. This was what I made this from. It's from this. And back here I have some muslin. And on the back cover is also muslin. So I've included a piece the size that I used. And then some of the papers. These were some of the folders I cut up and put in the back of some of the ephemera to make little cards. Alright, so these are all the things that, that come in the kit. Now I'm going to show you all the stuff I had left over when I made mine, and I didn't use a lot of the stuff. And here's some of the leftovers. Some of the scraps, some of the tags. Didn't use all the fabric pieces. And what I did do is I did use, I think, all the paper except for one. But you have plenty of other odds and ends that you can use. And oh, I didn't even use this, I don't think. Which could be another cover. But anyway, so that is what you can make with this kit. So I hope the individual that originally asked for this likes the journal that I made. I made a couple of them. I'm going to send hers off to her, and then I'll be putting this one on my Etsy. I only made two. I wasn't quite sure how the other one was going to come out, but they're very similar. The inside, of course, has all the same pieces, parts, but no two journals ever look alike, even if you use the same stuff. So anyway, I hope that this inspires you to try something new in case you haven't done this look before. It's my first time, so I did something new. I love doing things that I haven't done before. So if you're interested, I hope this inspires you to make your own. If you don't have the stuff to make it with, well, then you can always go and get one of my kits. Have fun!